Today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp. It is a great option if you're considering personal therapy. I refer to myself on this platform as your big brother. And as your big bro, I have to be honest. I spent many years prior to getting on YouTube working on my mental health. So I had people who I met with once a week for an hour, 2 hours at a time to talk about life and to get solutions to college, dating advice, marriage, how to be a father. So I had a lot of people who helped me become who I am today. And this is why I'm excited to share today's sponsor. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy accessible and affordable. And this can be difficult when you may have limited options. Hey, let's be honest, we're all human. And if you're struggling in the area of depression, anxiety, as I have, as anyone else, this is a great option for you to really work on, as I mentioned before, that next big move. And for some of you, this is that next big move, to really spend some time each week focusing on yourself. What did I tell you all the time? Worry about yourself. And so here's an opportunity to do that in a very real, practical, and efficient way with a professional person that can help you really clarify your mindset, which leads to your vision and direction in life. BetterHelp makes it easy to sign up. It is an online platform to find a therapist online. You have a few questions you may answer. They can match you with someone. And hey, if it doesn't work out, you can switch up, kind of like online dating. So if it doesn't work, you can go to another therapist within the same network. It's easy to sign up and get matched up with a therapist. There's a link in my description. It's betterhelp.com/ironinthesoul. Clicking the link helps support this channel, but you also get 10% off your first month of therapy with BetterHelp. I've shared my own personal story, how therapy has helped transform my life. And so if you are struggling in this area, click the link in the description, betterhelp.com/ironinthesoul. And I believe this can really transform your life. Thanks again, BetterHelp, for sponsoring and supporting this channel. What's up, YouTube? This is your big brother, King Jabez, back today with another very important message. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my content. In addition to that, please feel free to follow me over on Instagram at The King Jabez, as well as my website, theironinthesoul.com. Whatever you decide to do, it will be greatly appreciated. Today's video is entitled, Chosen Ones, Don't Be Afraid to Take That Next Step. My messages have been words of wisdom, encouragement. I've let you know through my talks that you have guardian angels watching over you. And many of you were encouraged by that. When you understand that you have literal divine beings that are helping you in your journey. The Most High Himself is even speaking to you through dreams and visions. We talked about that. I've shared a number of my dreams to give you encouragement, insight for your day-by-day life. We talked about having that viral moment. We've talked about passing tests, humiliation ritual. We discussed the importance and value of reading each day, prayer, physical exercise. And so now we're to this point now where all of us chosen ones get to this valley of decision. It kind of reminds me when I was in college playing basketball. I played Division II college basketball 4 years. And there comes a point, if you ever play basketball, in a game where you're dribbling, you go into the hole, and you get wrapped up. And when that happens, we call that a no call. In other words, there has to be something. It can't be a no call. It's either you traveled, it's a foul, or it's a jump ball. But the conflict and the action has been created in such a way where there cannot be an indecision. You draw? So many of you picture yourself in that point in your life right now. You're working and working and working, doing what you need to do. And you're to a place now where a no call is not going to work. You have to do something. And that requires you making a decision. Now, I'm going to dig a little deep for a second, give you a fair warning, and maybe give you some insight as to why some of you may struggle with being decisive. If you don't struggle with this part of the talk isn't for you. But if you do, listen to this insight. Now, as I warned you, we're going to get a little personal for just a second, and hopefully this doesn't make you uncomfortable. But think about your father. I have studied and researched, and I've learned from the 12 tribes of Israel, in particular, the Hebrews. Reuben was characterized as being impulsive. He was characterized as being wild, at times immoral. And a reckless father can lead to a descendant of indecisive children. I repeat, a reckless father can lead to indecision in their descendants. And this is exactly what happened with Reuben. We're going back to the ancient Hebrew text now. And because Reuben was reckless, he was kind of wild man, his behavior was passed on to his seeds. And many of his descendants, in other words, they were known for being indecisive. You may have never thought of that before. If you had a father, and to be a little personal for a second, as much as I love my father, rest in peace, my daddy was reckless. I hate to say that. He did some things that I won't mention today here on camera, and I'm going to leave that right where it's at. But for a number of years, your big bro, I struggled with being indecisive. And I had to break that. I had to wrestle with that. And through, as you listen to my talks, through my study concerning reading, reflection, prayer, God, hard work, having mentors, having counselors, having people to talk to, I learned how to make decisions. And as easy as that sounds, it can be hard when you have to make a tough call. Some of you struggle with that. And your next level is going to require you to be decisive. This is what I'm doing. That's that. And you can't be going back and forth. You can't, and you're going to have to, get to a point where, as I've thought this through my own life, this is what I'm doing. And I'm going to accept what comes with that. That's responsibility. I made the decision. That's that. We're not going back and forth. I'm not going to be double-minded. I'm not going to be unstable. This is what I'm doing. Now, we think about decision making. It comes from good information. You make good decisions with good information. And so I say that to say this, a strong person is smart enough to ask for help. A weak person won't ask for help. That's actually weakness. A person wants to do everything by themselves and crash and burn over and over again. And we say that's a strong person. That's actually weak. A strong person has enough sense to realize, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay? Let me talk to somebody that does. And that could be concerning finance. Because there are experts in every area of life. You have financial experts. You have personal trainers for those who are in the gym. You have religious leaders for those who are into religion. You have business consultants. There are people who are experts in various fields of life. And so a smart man, a smart woman will say, I had to make this decision, but I'm going to make this decision with the right information. And so that requires you humbling yourself and asking some questions. Your big bro, I wasn't always big bro. When I was a little younger, I asked a lot of questions. I wish I had my mentors here today. They will tell you, I ask questions all the time. And my advice is your big brother, ask a lot of questions. Okay? No one knows it all. I do these talks now and I come across as having all the answers. Guess what? Because I asked a lot of questions. Okay? I have people who I respected and I valued their opinion. And I've had a question, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And they loved it. Older men love when a younger man comes to them for advice. And I ask all the time, what do you think about this? What about this woman? What about this concerning this verse? How should I handle this? What do you know about car insurance? And I was just like this sponge. And I'm be honest, humbly say, so I got smart. Okay, I ask questions. Smart people ask questions. If you don't know something, ask. Okay? Don't allow pride to stunt your growth, brother, sister. If you don't know, you don't know. Ask. Oh, and if you don't feel comfortable asking, go online, watch videos like this, read books, reflect, learn how to get information. And that requires humility to ask questions, but on a deeper level, on a personal level, it requires the discipline that you're going to need to read books like this. Yeah, big bro will sit down sometimes, read 400 or 500 page books to get information. So you have to discipline yourself to get that knowledge. In other words, you have to value knowledge like money. If someone tells they're going to pay you, you there. You're going to do the job. You're going to have your best clothes on. You're going to have your A game, right? Because if I do this right, I'm going to get this back. And that's the way we have to begin to view wisdom. We have to view knowledge. This is my bag. And so let me sit down. Let me discipline myself. Let me set my timer. Let me give you a step here. Here is my timer. It says 1 hour. Click. I'm going to sit down for an hour and I'm going to read and reflect. That's what we're talking about. And that's going to help you become more decisive because you now have the information needed to make good decisions. I would say to add to this talk, guys, ladies, big decisions are often made spontaneously. That's actually how I started my YouTube channel. I started 4 years ago, December 2019. It'd be 4 years in December. And my very first video was recorded at about, I say, 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I worked a job downtown Chicago for some years, 2 to 10, right? And after one of my shifts, I got on my camera, got on my phone, I put it right there on my desk. I might know nothing about YouTube. Right there in my face, no mic, no nothing, just talking. Hey, this is my name, blah, blah, blah. And went right into it. And that was my first video. And it got like 50,000 views. I mean, just raw, uncut, with no filters, no introduction, just on my phone. Hey, what's up? What's good? You feel me? And I got about 50,000 views on the video. And some of you guys, if you saw that first video, I want you to comment. Some of you watching this probably saw my very first video. I was talking about SR at the time. And, why am I saying this? That was the next step. In that moment of jumping out there, without really having the details yet, I didn't know what I know about YouTube now, kind of just feeling led to do it. And so I just got through saying get information right. So it sounds like now I'm contradicting myself. Yes, get the information, but sometimes, to be honest, to add to this, your big bro got to be honest. Sometimes you got to just jump out there. You know what I mean? I didn't have all the facts I have about YouTube now, but I jumped out there. And I think sometimes people respect that, having that guts to try something and to really, sometimes go out there in life, get punched in the face and learn from it. That's okay. Sometimes life you're going to get punched in the face, not physically, but you know what I'm trying to say. And, you got to take those punches and learn from that experience. And that, at times, humiliation, growth curve can be necessary to get you to the next level. So what am I saying? Because I feel like I'm just babbling now. What am I trying to say? Sometimes you got to just jump out there. And that can be helpful when you're trying to get to the next level. So as I wrap this video up, what are you going to do about it? Which step are you about to take? I like to put teeth into my talks. I don't like to just talk. What are we going to do about it? Are you going to sign up for the gym membership? Let's make practical. Okay, get the body without the gym membership first. Are you going to sign up for the gym membership? Are you going to take that class for acting? Are you going to get that book you need to buy? Are you going to invest $100 to get this book to sharpen your mind? Are you going to take the advantage of this BetterHelp opportunity to learn, to reflect, and to speak to someone who can help you on a personal level? Take that therapy. Are you going to make a decision to travel to another city? Some of you need to travel down to Atlanta, LA, Chicago, New York City, New Orleans, overseas, right? The UK. Hey, some of you, that next step is to do some traveling. You get my point. You cannot allow fear to paralyze you. If you want to be the best version of yourself, you want to become that first family millionaire. Okay, we talked about that. You're about to get rich. I meant that. Some of you are going to get some wealth. That's going to require some steps. A lot of them. Some conversations. As I said before, I said again, I think it fits into today's talk. Be okay with being uncomfortable. Get used to it. Get used to some uncomfortable conversations. Get used to new environments, new rooms, new territory. Growth, prosperity, advancement, it always requires you being uncomfortable for a while. As I look back on my life, whenever I was at a new level of growth, the beginning stage of that growth was always very uncomfortable, right? And it's a temptation during that time of transition to quit because you are now in unfamiliar territory. So what am I saying? Be strong enough for unfamiliar territory. Let me shake around a little bit. Get used to being around people you don't really know. Learn, grow. Don't take yourself so serious that you talk yourself right out of your advancement. So that's what I have for you today. I hope this video serves of help to you. This is your big bro, King Jabez. Thanks for listening. God bless. Peace.